Welcome, viewers, to today's very exciting episode of Real World Chats with Megan. We're here in my comfy little abode. Candles are lit, tea is being had, sweaters are on. Let's get comfortable, but not too comfortable. Some crazy stuff is going on in the world, people, and we're gonna talk about it. But first, let me have a sip of tea. Hot tea. Hot tea. I've got the roof of my mouth. Okay.
While my heart sinks and all I tend.
So today we're going to be talking about Hong Kong's umbrella revolution. So, before we get into that, we need to have a little bit of background information. So, before Hong Kong was given to China, it was a part of Britain and British Empire, and the British Empire helped it become a really big booming business place, and it was a huge international market. Some people call it New York City, but with the beach. And in 1997, Britain was like, hey China, we got a good deal. How about we give you Hong Kong? And China was like, sweet, bro, because it was a huge international business thing, and China needs that. And so they were like, okay, yeah, hook us up. Then Britain was like, first of all, we need to make sure, though, that you're going to kind of keep it democratic like we've had it, because the people, I'm democratic like we had it, but because the people are really used to that. And China was like, okay, cool, we can do that. And China said, okay, we're going to give you your rights, like freedom of the press and freedom to peacefully assemble, and we're even going to let you vote in 2017. This system is called One Country, Two Systems, and that's what they were running under. But here recently, we're getting close to 2017 and the elections, and China said, okay, about that whole election thing, we're still going to let you people in Hong Kong vote, but we're going to pick the candidates that you can vote from. So on September 26th, hundreds of Hong Kong college students gathered in the courtyard of Hong Kong's financial district to protest. They modeled this a lot after the Occupy Wall Street protests in America. These protests were not greeted kindly. Police pepper sprayed a lot of the crowd, and it also rained. This is where the umbrella revolution name got coined by the news, because students would hold their umbrellas to not only block from the rain, but block from the pepper spray of the police.
Hug and kiss, you all the same, and when they go
Unkind. There's also pro-Beijing protesters protesting against them, who are for China. They tend to be the older Hong Kong people who don't think Hong Kong can survive if tension is created with China.
with promises to protect them from harm.
So the protests progressed out, and the Chinese government did not react well. They limited internet usage. In Hong Kong, they're allowed to use Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, all the social media networks that China isn't allowed to use. China got all of its internet cut off from it, and then people in Hong Kong were censored. Like if somebody were to tweet something and the government didn't like it, they'd be like, hey, that's offensive to the government, dude, you're arrested. And the people were like, dude, that's not okay. And also police brutality increased. A viral video went out that enraged the protesters. They also tried to plan a trip to Beijing. The protesters also tried to plan a trip to Beijing, not to China.
And my car won't stop, 'cause I can't break.
And in late December, the police forced everyone out, because eventually people were camping downtown Hong Kong to block traffic and block business. And the police were like, no more, and shut it all down. It's all washed up. Now the question is, where are you going to go? How is this going to change? So what do I think about this? I think this is a really good nonviolent protest. I think they're very similar in Dr. King's thinking of creating the tension to get the Chinese government to budge. But what's scary for me is in the past, like in the Tiananmen Square massacre of 1989, the Chinese government, when people were protesting, brutally massacred people. And although the police have been lighter in this situation, these young people are going to keep on pressing on, and just the tensions rising. It's really scary that there might be a repeat of this. Also, China's getting stricter and putting more enforcements on Hong Kong that they didn't have before. And it's just really difficult to see where this is going to go. If I were a part of the people in the protests, I would reach out to foreign governments for support, foreign government leaders to make a stand, because these kids are getting shut down because it's like teenagers up against, big Chinese government. The big Chinese government can't just turn a blind eye to huge government leaders. So that's all for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed your time with me, and I hope you learned a little bit more about the real world that you're living in.